on, guys? Welcome to the channel. In today's video, I'll be showcasing a brand new SSR Plus character, Rachel, in Tower of God New World. But before I get started on the video, make sure you guys comment, like, and subscribe, and also turn on post notification bell so that you guys can always stay tuned as I post new videos. I really appreciate it. And if you guys are new here on the channel, I have a brand new Discord server. So if you guys have any questions regarding Tower of God New World, Reverse 1999, and other games, you can join the Discord server by going to my channel description. You see the server link there, and I'll also post a server link in the comment section down below. But anyways, let's not waste any time. Let's hop right into the video. So I know I said that I was gonna showcase Rachel in a couple days, but the reason why I said that is because I wasn't able to level up her, basically her stats to like her accuracy. I wasn't able to unlock her accuracy yet. So when I come over here to her report, I officially unlocked her accuracy. So for Rachel, let's go ahead and read her kit, and I'll tell you guys the most important stat on her, and it is actually accuracy. So let's go ahead and let's read her skill. So if we come over here to her skill, we read it. For her passive, Rachel's attacks have a 15% chance to apply a green element crystal on the enemy when she deals damage. When an enemy afflicted with the green element crystal attacks a green element teammate, the crystal explodes and decreases the enemy's green element resistance by 10% for 15 seconds, max 6 stacks. If the attack results in a critical hit, Rachel's critical hit rate increases by 15% for 10 seconds, and the target is afflicted with the Phoenix Blaze until the end of the battle. Phoenix Blaze can be stacked, and afflicted targets take 12.5% of her attack as damage every second, and every 0.5 seconds at 5 stacks or more. So basically, the first part of her passive skill is pretty much similar to the other two collab characters. They all have like the same passive, but like her passive, she basically has crit in her passive, and she also has Phoenix Blaze. So she basically, if her attacks land a crit, then her crit increases by 15% for 10 seconds. So that's pretty much simple. If she can just land a crit, that's basically going to increase her crit rate by an additional 15%. And the more you, of course, limit break her passive, the higher the crit rate goes. And if the target is afflicted with the Phoenix Blaze until the end of the battle. So that's pretty much the second part of her passive. Now, if we look at the third part, Phoenix Blaze can be stacked, and afflicted targets take 12.5% of her attack as damage every second, and every 0.5 seconds at 5 stacks or more. So basically, Phoenix Blaze is like a damage over time part of her kit. So it does pretty decent damage. The fact that it does 12.5% of her attack as damage, and it has 5 stacks, that's actually not that bad. So this part of her passive basically proves that attack is like the most important stat on her, because the more attack you have on her, the more damage she can do. So that's pretty much her passive. Now when we look at her first active skill, Flames of Regeneration, Rachel removes debuffs from herself, then unleashes Flames of Regeneration in a circle around her for 8 seconds. So if an enemy lands a debuff on Rachel, she will remove it, and then she will basically create a Flame of Regeneration, and it's like a huge AoE circle around her. Rachel becomes immune to swiftness and attack speed decrease, as well as status effects while she is within the Flames of Regeneration. So when she's inside this Flames of Regeneration, she's going to be immune to swiftness and attack speed decrease. So if an enemy is trying to decrease her swiftness and attack speed, they can't do that because she's inside the Flames of Regeneration. And for the third part of her active skill, in addition, allies within the Flames of Regeneration recover HP equal to 125% of her attack every second. So she's not the only person that's receiving healing inside of her active skill. Basically, if your ally units are also inside of the Flames of Regeneration, they're also going to recover HP, which is honestly pretty good. So she's really good with like Yeon, I forgot the other girl's name, but she's pretty good with the other collab character that's a support character, because she's in the back row with Rachel. So they're pretty solid together because she can also heal up the other collab character. Now if we continue, the skill cooldown resets when Rachel is afflicted with a swiftness or attack speed decrease debuff. Once activated, the skill cooldown reset will not activate again for 8 seconds. So she also has a skill cooldown reset whenever she's afflicted with the swiftness or attack speed decrease debuff. And then when it's activated, the skill cooldown reset will not activate again for 8 seconds. So she basically has a skill cooldown reset, but at the same time, it's like another cooldown for her to do it again. And if we look at her second active skill, which is Barrage, Rachel's critical hit rate increases by 20% for 10 seconds. So she also has another crit hit increase. She literally has 2 crit increases for her second active and for her passive. She then summons several guns and discharges them to deal 80%, 160%, and 320% of her attack as damage, in that order, to enemies in the attack's path, stunning them for 1 second. So she also has stun in her kit. Now when we go down even more, Rachel also becomes immune to status effects while using this skill. So far in two active skills, she's able to be immune to status effects so far, which is really solid. So when she's using the Barrage skill, she's immune to status effects. And then when we look at her special move, Rachel unleashes the Phoenix by firing a powerful incendiary round to deal 400% of her attack as damage, always resulting in a critical hit and knocking the enemy back. So this is a guaranteed crit special move attack, so it's always going to crit. The Phoenix flies throughout the battlefield to deal 100% of Rachel's attack as damage to enemies in range, as well as dealing additional damage equal to 100% of the damage dealt with Phoenix Blaze up to this point. Additional damage limit 1000% of the caster's attack, and Rachel also becomes immune to status effects while using this skill. So basically her special move is just damage. It's just flat out damage. She gets guaranteed crit hit, and she also knocks the enemy back, and then the maximum additional damage dealt limit is 1000%. So that is a lot of damage. So that is pretty much Rachel's kit. She's basically just a damage dealing unit. Like the more attack you have on her, the more damage she can do. You basically want her to land as much crit as much as possible so that she can basically proc her passive, so that she can basically proc Phoenix Blaze. She's just a really solid character overall. So let's go ahead and head to the report. So the reason why accuracy is extremely important on his character is because if you guys are veterans, like if you guys are like basically Top God New World veterans, you guys already know that the top 3 stats in his game, like basically the top 3 stats that are really important are accuracy, evasion, and I'll say swiftness. Crit is only important for like, you know, DPS characters, but accuracy, evasion, and swiftness is extremely important because yes, she can do a lot of damage, but at the end of the day, she needs to land those attacks. So in order for her to actually land those crit hit attacks, she needs to have a high accuracy. So far I have 365 accuracy, and she's actually able to land her attacks. So when you're building your Rachel, make sure that she has at least around 300 accuracy so that she can actually land her attacks. And I'll say evasion, I mean, she's able to heal herself, so her survivability is like pretty good because her self-sustain, like the fact that she can heal herself, is really solid. So that's pretty much Rachel's kit. Now I was able to fight Quant in mock battle, and I'm going to go ahead and show you guys a quick little replay and show you guys basically the team that I'm using against Quant. All right guys, so this is pretty much the replay when I attacked Quant in mock battle. I wasn't able to replay it, unfortunately, because once you do your 2 daily attempts, you can't replay them, which sucks. I hope they fix that. But I'm basically going to show you guys how much damage she can do against Quant in mock battle. And as you guys can see, she did around like 68 million damage, which is absolutely insane. So I'm going to go ahead, play for you guys. So the reason why I'm using Apple is, of course, to reduce Quant's evasion so that Rachel can pretty much land as much damage as much as possible. And of course we're using Data Zahar because Data Zahar is going to provide that shield to everybody in the team, and Juan is also going to put that mark on him so that Rachel can get her crit hits. So as you can see, as soon as we use Apple's skill, Rachel is then going to use her special skills so that she can get her guaranteed crit hit attack. And the fact that she also has that AoE healing for Apple is going to keep Apple alive. That's why I feel like Rachel definitely has a lot of potential to keep your characters who are always standing in the back row alive, because if you're using a healer such as Evan, she can basically keep him alive because she's continuously healing your back row characters because she's staying in the back and she has that AoE healing. So I'll say as like a range unit, she is really, really good as a range unit. And then once Apple gets her skill again, then we're basically just going to do the same thing over and over again. Once Apple gets a skill, everybody procs her special skill. And this is this is the main reason why accuracy is extremely important on Rachel. Now I hope later on in the future we get an attack equipment, because right now the only equipment we have so far are attack speed, max HP, life steal, and defense. Like those are the only equipment we have right now in the ignition system. We don't really have attack yet, so I'm going to go ahead so that was pretty much her performance in mock battle. Her performance was really solid. Like the fact that she was able to do around like 68 million damage right off the bat is absolutely insane. And keep in mind, when we log in, I'm pretty sure when we come over here to the login, wait, if we come over here to the event and we go to daily festival, when we complete all the daily challenges, you're basically going to get a free copy of Rachel. So imagine you get all the copy, like you basically get 3 copies of her. When you get 3 copies of Rachel, you're going to get this additional attack increase. So if we come over here to limit break, come to pocket certificate, this additional attack increase is going to make her absolutely insane because her whole kit scales off of attack. So the fact that I'm going to receive that additional attack bonus for her is going to be insanely cracked. So overall, Rachel is a really solid character overall. I feel like she is absolutely one of the best ranged units in the game, because right now we only have Vile as a ranged unit. We have Wang Nan. Like all the ranged units we have in the game so far, they're pretty much not on the same level as Rachel. Like she is literally just up there, like absolute god tier ranged unit, because she's able to do so much damage and she can provide heals to like your back support units. She's just absolutely insane. So I'm gonna come over here. Let's go ahead and go through adventure mode real quick. And also in ranked arena, I also tested her out in ranked arena and she did pretty well. Like the team that I'm using for ranked arena, if I come over here, the team that I'm using for ranked arena is pretty much like a full green team. Like the only unit that's not green is Eric Mazino. So this is pretty much the team that I'm using in ranked arena. We have Rachel over here. I feel like the more we limit break this character, the better she'll become. And yeah, this character is really solid with Rachel. So this is pretty much the team that I'm using in ranked arena. I feel like this team has a lot of potential because that is a hard. He's able to, do a lot of damage. He's able to shred, barriers. Eric Mazino is able to provide that shield to everybody on the team, make sure that everyone is alive. And especially the fact that we have that new equipment, the fact that Datazahar is able to provide that barrier to everybody up front and also provide that energy. I feel like this team has a lot of potential, and the green element is definitely going to go up on that tier list for sure as one of the best elements in the game so far, because Rachel, Zahar, like these characters are really carrying the green element right now. So I'm gonna go ahead, let's go to adventure mode real quick. Let's see if we can beat some stages. So we're in stage 2130. I feel like we could progress through it more. I've just been mainly focusing on the event and trial area and stuff like that. Just loading up, let's see what we can do. All right, so this is basically the team that I'm using. Let's go ahead and skip it, and you guys can see that barrier right there. That barrier is basically providing energy to almost everybody in the front row, and we pretty much cleared everything. Now the reason why I'm using Endorsi in this team is because the character, I don't know how to say her name. Her name is really difficult, but the other character, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about, the warrior collab unit. The reason I'm not using her is because we don't really have a lot of copies on her, so she's pretty much weak right now. So I'm pretty much using Endorsi in this team. So that's pretty much the format, the blueprint that I have for Rachel and the other collab units. So overall, would I recommend you guys to invest into Rachel? The answer is yes. I feel like Rachel is a really solid unit. Like if you have at over 27,000 suspendum, I would definitely recommend you guys to try to get Rachel. Like if you're absolutely positive that you're able to make her reach to 3 green stars because of that additional attack bonus, you should definitely go for Rachel for sure, because I feel like the more copies you have on her, the more accuracy you have on her, and especially the fact that we have the brand new equipment system. If they bring a brand new attack equipment, that's gonna make her absolutely insane. So overall, I would definitely recommend you guys to go for Rachel for sure, because so far she is the best ranged unit in the game. But anyways, I'll be leaving the video at that. Make sure you guys comment, like, and subscribe. I appreciate y'all for watching this video, and I'll be catching you guys on the next one. Peace.